Alright, if you're not familiar with PUBG, we're going to go open PUBG and we're going to have to dumb it down to some frame rate so we can actually run the game, as you can see. And I'm running this through the laptop. The actual laptop, like I said, is 7400 on one. It's not capable, it doesn't have an NVIDIA or AMD chip. It's just using the Intel built-in from Dell, and it's not the greatest, but we're gonna try to see if we can get something out of it. And of course, once we do the upgrade and we make sure that we make the changes here, we're gonna see a big difference. All right, here's PUBG. We're starting PUBG right now, and it's running at 60 right now because it's a video, but it's choppy, really choppy. So let's go ahead and stop this. Go in here. Really poor. We're running at 12 right now, 11. It's not playable. Honestly, it's not playable like this. I'm not quite sure if you guys can see it, but it's really horrible. I mean, it does take a lot on the system, on it. The trees, the grass. I mean, you're gonna have to dumb it down really bad to actually play this on the laptop. One of these laptops. I mean, this laptop it's not. The laptop's not expensive, but then if you're gaming laptop, if you want, it's more, of course, pricier. But you're gonna sacrifice price or quality, you know. It's kind of those things. So right now we're gonna stop the game, we're gonna exit this, and we're gonna go ahead and add the video card and see how well it runs with both of the systems. So let's go ahead and we'll come back. All right, so here we are. We opened up the case already. If you guys are not familiar with the unboxing and how to open it up, take a look at my other video. Right now we just took a head start. This is pretty much the case. It's not that heavy with any aluminum on. We do have two of the connections, and here we are with RTX 2080 Ti. It's the bigger version of it. It's the cheapest version, but it's a Ti. RTX, GeForce RTX 2080 Ti, 3 fans, and then we have accommodated 2 more fans in here. So we're gonna go ahead and set it up, and I'm gonna rack this down. I like this setup because it's easier. In fact, you're gonna have to remove both screws on the top in order to embed it, and there is no grips in here, so you don't have to worry about that little locking mechanism that it has on the computer, because this is basically, you just drop it in there and it should fall. So here we go. It's a little crowded in there, but we're gonna move this to the side. Let's see if we can fit it, but there's enough clearance for this machine. So here we are. I'm gonna make sure we clear all this stuff without damaging it. Here we go. A little crowded, but doing it. All right, so lock it in. It's in there. It's a little. Well, we're gonna have to add the screws so you won't mess with the moving, because you don't want to mess this card up. This card's expensive, so I want to make sure we tie it down, because if you don't tie it down, it's gonna mess up your card. Any kind of movements or any of you need the supports. You do need the supports. Definitely need the supports on them. Let's go ahead and put the supports on them. You guys notice that it's not moving now, and it's going to be a base. So what you do is they give you the power for it. Plug it in. Plug it in. And that's it. We have power in here. We're going to keep it open. And then what you want to do is, want to make sure you close the base too. So we're going to close the base, but we're not going to lock it up right now. We're just going to run it. All right, so we got to make sure that we do power it up too. So the power is right here, like if you guys can see it. It's a big old connection, and there is power right now. It just lit up, but it's not on. It's a indication that there is a signal. Now we go ahead and plug in the USB, and when we're plugging the USB, just remember that it's going to be on the right hand side. All right, so we're going to go ahead and plug that in, and then we're going to go ahead and plug it into the laptop. All right, and this is very important, very critical. We're going to plug it in one of the connections in here. Go ahead and plug it in here. We got that plugged, and then we're going to power it up and see how it goes. And we're going to run after we make sure that we run. Now you can hear all the fans running. You hear the fans running here. It's picking up the services, VGA controller. So we got to make sure we download the driver too. It's very important. But I always recommend people go to NVIDIA Experience. Let the system decide for yourself of what driver you need. You kind of need the NVIDIA Experience to play the latest games. You know, it normally updates itself automatically, which is a great thing. It tells you there's a new driver for every single game that's out there. And it's something that I highly recommend you go to the NVIDIA Experience instead of you finding out, figure out what kind of video card you have. Or it might take some time. So today we're just going to go ahead and download it. But at the same time while it's downloading, we're going to go ahead and go to the settings itself. We're going to go to the drivers, the device manager. If you guys can see it, it's in there now. It's coming up now. So we're going to go ahead and update the driver, search. It'll automatically install the NVIDIA if it finds it. I mean, most of the times it finds it right away. But sometimes it takes some time. It depends on your internet. So here we are setting this up. See if we can pick up the NVIDIA driver. It seems like it's finding something because it just stopped right now. And it's running the GeForce card on a regular laptop. So this means you could play with any laptop that normally has a Type-C third generation of USB. Okay, so just make sure that you'll be aware. I'll put all the details of exactly what systems can run it with the type of USB that you currently have. Previously, you can always come back, take it off. It will automatically change back to the default. When you plug it in, it will change. Give you the options. You also have to go to the NVIDIA part of the screen where under the control panel, and you might have to change some tweaks there. So we're going to take a look at if we have to make any kind of changes. We're also going to do a demo. I'm going to connect the USB and see if you guys could see it on the Elgato card. See how good quality it picks up to also, besides just installing the driver, doing all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do that too. I plugged it in, the card's working, and here we share the screen. We're going to split the screen as it is. So let's go ahead and demo the driver itself. It's picking up now. It's not picking up the card. We're going to go back to the details where we said we have to change it. Remember NVIDIA? You have to tell it that you want that card to be your main card, your main source. So we're going to change under, where is it? System configuration. Here it is. Right now it's auto select. We're going to go ahead and run it from here because we want the processing speed to be from NVIDIA to display the physics and everything else. So we're changing it. We apply it here. This is very important that you have to know. So once it kicks in, you'll see a big difference on all the graphics. So we go ahead and crank it up. Now it's picking up a little bit better. Alright, so we're gonna go and train. We're gonna see how much we can customize this and put in the highest we can in the settings. We're going to graphics. We're in the graphics right now, and graphic wise we're in NVIDIA right now. It says it's saved locally, so we're running the NVIDIA. Borderless, ultimate, smoothness, brightness, and we can kick this up a notch because this video card can go, right? FTP, let's see if we could do a game. And remember, some of it has to do with the CPU, the CPU that I currently have here. So if you can see it, how smooth it is now compared to before, this is playable. This is really playable. Without overheating the CPU, it's all running through the GPU. It's keeping up. The fans are not kicking in or anything like that. We could play this hours without worrying about it. So this is a great demo if you guys can see it. It slows down once in a while, but there's no hiccups, there's no lag, there's no cutscenes or anything like that. It's working really well. So let me pick up an E. Oh, this guy's shooting me. Great audio, great everything's running all around. So not bad for a demo right now. Just showing you guys how it is. You can see the lightning really good. And this is just the demo part of it, and it's just the training part of it. It's keeping up with the big boy, man. It's not that bad. So remember that some of it to loading up has something to do with the CPU, so you do need a little kick at least once in a while for it. But to compare with the GPU and the CPU, it's running really good. I mean, really smooth. If you guys can see this, look at this. Quality is really high. You can't really see too much here because it's pretty much a training mode. You would have to be playing the game, and this is a laptop. I would need probably to change it to the keyboard settings and stuff like that. But you can see it could keep up with any game. If they could keep up with PUBG, which is it takes a lot out of your GPU too. If you put it at a high quality, it could keep up with any of the games. But let's come back. One of the things I like about it, that it works on the Dell 72 on 1, also 2. I got it to work. It didn't give me any trouble. It picked up with the driver. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in or put the camera in there. It didn't give me any trouble. It picked up the driver easily. Same way, I just manually just right clicked on it and set it up and have it its own define its own driver. You could go to NVIDIA and experience. Now remember that you do need to set it up on the NVIDIA site too, on the control panel, if you want to run certain applications, so you can use the NVIDIA quality and the rendering and the FX and all that stuff. It needs to be changed there too. Well, you know what? I'm very impressed with the whole system itself. I got it to work with the NVIDIA RTX 2080 Ti. Very impressed with the whole system itself. Like it. If you want to save money in the future on the hardware, it's a great option to have. So every year companies spend millions of dollars on upgrading their whole infrastructure on systems that can manage and hold architectural BIM drawings and other stuff, and Revit and Autodesk that can run properly. Instead of us paying every single time a new computer comes out because we want to render faster, it's best if we just buy something like this. It'll be a great saving on the company to buying something like this. That means that anybody can dock into this system and use this system. It could be a station, a fixed station somewhere. Every year, all you have to do is buy maybe the video card, and that's about it. But if they come out with a unit that could contain 2 video cards, maybe in the future, it might even be a better option for rendering. But right now, currently, as we see, it's only one PCIe connection in there, and of course two power connections. Depends on the model, this might be obsolete in a couple of years, or it might be continuing on. But it's a great changer on purchases. That means that every year, instead of purchasing a brand new laptop every couple of weeks or every couple of months, just so you could render or have that demo, you could just have this station and replace the video card with the next generation of video card. Like I said, depending on the PCIe 6 that they set up, PCIe that comes along with it. But for now, it's a great option because other than the video cards, you could also use it for even streaming. You guys saw I did a streaming demo on it that I was able to put the 4K on it. It was working very properly. It was working properly and well. So it could be even a station that you could move around. So the cost is not that expensive on the actual case itself, but the video card is where you have to draw the line right there. So that depends on how much money you're going to spend on it. But great option for gaming, great option for BIM, great option all around. I like it. It doesn't overheat. It doesn't take the stress out of this machine. It puts all the work out of this machine. It has extra fans in the back. It keeps cool. It automatically turns on when it gets a little hot. But if you guys see it, I had it open. It didn't even turn on. These fans were running really quiet as it is. So I'm very impressed with the system itself, the whole system itself. I like it. I see a lot of future in it. I could take this to somebody's house, plug it in, take my laptop. They could stream live. I could be the producer there, the director, making sure that the stream is live, looking at the chats, changing the scene. I could do all that with all-in-one system. I could take this on the go. You could do live streaming on the open, but just the only thing that you got to remember, you do need the power, and the power is a big brick. If they could slim this down, it'll be an awesome system. It's still an awesome system to begin with, but right now as it currently stands, it's not slim. It's a little heavy duty. You do need a couple of items on it. One, you do need the Type C, the 3rd generation on the USB. So that is probably some of the things that a lot of people don't have yet. But as the industry changes, it's becoming more of a standard thing on everybody's laptop. So if you guys like what you guys see, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm your host, Prophet74, out.